Yo, what's up? We back. Another episode, Relax to Take Notes. Mike Pace, K Dub, the homie Quinn. What's happening, fella?
What's good with you?
Hey, yo, I see you, bro. You supposed to rep it like that. With them when
Bro,
they up, with them
I'm locked in even harder
when they
now.
not
We gonna win
down.
the national championship.
Listen,
Shut up,
man.
Kevin. We gonna win the national championship.
How you know I disagree with that?
Cause you do.
How you know?
Cause you don't agree with nothing I say.
Because you be wrong most of the time, but
Hey, yo, listen. So we could jump right into that, right? Because I mean, ain't no disrespect to no team, because this weekend ain't really like no, it ain't no big matchups. I just say it like that. And my squad ain't playing at all, but I'm a fan of the game. So, but man, so we had our predictions, our what ifs, our whatever's last week. If Bryce play, if he don't, we all assumed he would play, and damn, man, he did play. Played a hell of a game. So y'all, I mean, we all saw the game, and this y'all squad. So what y'all takes on it? I got a few, you know what I mean? And I just been hearing a lot of stuff that some I agree with, some I don't. But what's up? Y'all give y'all opinions and takes on what happened with that game.
you want to go first, Quinn, or you want me to go?
Yeah, I mean, I hate to agree with Kevin because he don't even know nothing about nothing.
But man,
Kevin got a point, man. Like,
what's that?
like, dude, you that end game situation, you're an all-time great coach. You gotta manage that better, dude. Come on. Like they shouldn't have been in that situation, man. Like it should have never got to that, because even before that, some adjustments could have been made at halftime to in that coverage on the back end to help them guys out. And I was against that at first after watching the game originally, but then when I went back and watched it, like if you're gonna stay in the same coverage the whole game, of course I'm gonna keep throwing the same pass to the same guy. I mean, because you're not adjusting when you should. You got the athletes back there, put them in a better position to perform. You know what I'm saying? Like, so that's why I hate saying that, because again, I don't like agreeing with Kevin on nothing, but it's just like that's the most frustrating part, man, because you got Bryce Young, man. Bryce Young is without a doubt the greatest quarterback in Alabama history, but the way you playing right now on the other end, you might keep this all-time great from winning national championship because you don't want to make adjustments in the game because you think your way is the way. And that's the most frustrating part. And that's after rewatching the game last night. So and it's just blatant. Like the more you watch it, the more you can see like these dudes can be moved around a little bit better to cover this a little bit more, because Henry Hooker, he was okay, but I mean he was great, but you know what I'm saying? What I'm saying is there could have been some ways to mitigate him and Hyatt, is what I'm saying. Because you got the guys on the other end. You didn't put them in position to perform. And it's just like he hate making in-game adjustments because I guess he go with a plan and he want to stick to the plan because he knows his plan is gonna work. But when you get sliced and diced like that, dude, you gotta come out of it, man. And ain't much you can say about the offense, because the offense put up 49 points. So, I mean, what else can you say about that? Nothing. It's completely on the other end, and special teams too. Like 34. What are you doing, man?
42 points. They put up 42. Yeah. Dallas got one.
Oh yeah, that scoop score. like 34. What are you doing? Like, did you just want to touch the ball?
I think he thought it hit his teammate.
Don't make excuses for him, Kevin. I don't want to hear it. Okay?
Making excuses.
Don't make excuses for him, Kevin.
I think he thought it. I think he thought it hit his teammate, and he was trying to recover.
don't know, man. It's just frustrating because I rather lose Mississippi State than Tennessee. It's Tennessee and Auburn in that same vomit bucket for me. I can't stand either one of them.
So that's the position Quinn coming from a position of like he get all into the tradition of the game and all of that, and he hate losing to Tennessee and hate losing. I don't give a damn who they losing to. I hate them losing, period. But who they lose to don't matter to me. Like I'm not even gonna overreact the way Quinn overreact.
Mm.
Right? Like, I'm not even gonna go as far as he did. Now, in terms of like what we were saying about Saban, greatest coach of all time, like not even close to me, right?
Mm-hmm.
But for years, I've been telling y'all, Nick Saban is a great program builder. He is great at implementing a system and winning championships with that system. But Nick Saban is not the greatest in-game coach. I have seen him get out-coached a few times. Anytime a team has not talent that's on par with Alabama, but talent that's just close to Alabama, they got a chance because Nick Saban will get out-coached. He got out-coached a few times last year, once in the national championship game. But he loved leaving them corners out there on the island. I told y'all last week that Hyatt was going to end up killing Alabama because I knew they would just, that's what if you got a quarterback that can hit a deep receiver against Alabama, you probably, not even you can beat them, you probably going to beat them because they can't stop the deep ball. For some reason, Saban think he got D. Milner and Pat Surtain back there and Eddie Jackson and Minka
Mark Barron and all them. Yeah.
And see, Kevin, the thing with that is he has actual safeties in this defense. Back then with Minka and Eddie Jackson, he had corners playing safety back then because they started off as corners.
Yeah.
So they could cover way better. Too. Yeah. They can cover way better than these guys can now.
And you get DeMarco Hellens lined up on Hyatt, and he basically just
that's not even fair for him.
Like, that's not even his fault.
No.
You know what I mean? But I mean, I get it. Like that's the offensive coordinator's job to look for the mismatch. You know what I mean? And it's the quarterback's job to get him the ball. I get that. But it is so many times that they get put in those situations. Like if you look at the losses that they had in like national championship games, right? Like look at not even national championship game. Okay, look at Mike Evans when he was at Texas A&M, what he did to Bama. Look at what Justin Ross did to Bama. Look at like last year, what Georgia did. They hit Charles Pickens on a deep one. They hit A.D. Mitchell on a deep. You know what I mean? Like,
and they hit Burton on the deep one.
They hit Burton on the deep one too. Right before they hit A.D.
You know what I mean? Like, that's how you beat them. That's how you have to have a quarterback that can get it deep. Because that's what Saban's gonna do, and you know that's what he's gonna do. He's gonna play that press man coverage, and he's gonna dare you to beat him deep. And if you can do it, congratulations. That's how they play. But I don't feel like Tennessee was running the ball effectively enough that you couldn't get them safety help over the top. Just my opinion. I mean,
but Kevin, at some point,
more about football. Everybody on that staff forgot more about football than I ever know. I'm not pretending that I know more about them or they should take my suggestions. I'm just saying. You know.
But Kevin, at some point, even if they are running the ball effectively, would you rather give up a 15-yard run or an 85-yard pass?
My style of defense is conservative as fuck anyway.
Like Kevin, everybody plays bend don't break defense now. Everybody.
Yeah.
And when you got an offense like that, why not play bend don't break defense? I mean, because you can, all you gotta do is just if a team is not going to consistently drive the ball 75, 80 yards every time, they're not going to run that. So if you playing bend don't break defense, eventually you're going to get a punt every 2 to 3, every other drive. So I don't get it, man. And you putting a whole lot of pressure on your front 4 defensive linemen because you just praying that they're going to get to the quarterback and put some pressure on them. And then when they don't, it is wide open then.
Yeah.
I mean, yeah, go ahead, Mike.
No, go ahead.
Now, my style of, my style of defense, but the defense that I like to see conservative, bend but don't break defense, sit back in the zone, eyes on the quarterback, make him read the defense.
Blitz every once in a while.
And you got a pass rush. You got pass rushers. Rush 4. Everybody else, we zoning up. We playing cover 2, cover 3. You know what I mean? Eyes on the quarterback, waiting to get that pick. Wait for him to make a mistake. If you don't, can you keep up with Bryce?
Well,
Exactly.
you because to that point, you even saw that be effective against when Kirby Smart did that against Alabama in the SEC championship, the one that they eventually won when Jalen had to come in. That's what they did to Tua. And you think about the receivers he had at that time.
Yeah.
It was Devontae, it was Judy was still there, Waddle and Ruggs. All of them were still there. But that's exactly what they do. Remember the first drive, they been on break, and then they got the pick. Richard LeCount got the pick on Tua. I think they had 2 picks in that game. But that's what they did. And Jacobs ran the ball really well in that game. But that they should have won that game. You know what I'm saying? And then Jalen came in and did what he did. But I agree, you know what I'm saying? But for me, more than any of that, 17 penalties, dog. Like so for me, like 17 penalties, and it came to that.
Yeah.
Right? 17 penalties, it came to that. Gibbs, but I think the issue with that was when you fell behind, you got to start throwing the ball just like crazy. But see, I think that allowed them to neutralize Gibbs because you can't really just run yourself back into a ball game once you get down. See, I think if you was able to utilize Gibbs more and keep Tennessee over there more, you could have kept that scoring down too, right? The 17 penalties killed them. It was just a lot. Because I don't think that they would have been able to stop Gibbs from running the I was going to say basketball, running the football. You understand what I'm saying? But like I say, once you get down, hey man, you gotta throw the ball. You know what I'm saying? It is what it is. But I think that would worry me more than everything. Because we've seen this twice now. 15 penalties in the Texas game. Some huge ones in the A&M game. Right? You understand what I'm saying? And then 17 penalties, that's what will worry me. Because the personnel, I think it'll work itself out, right? As far as the defense go, that's more of a scheme thing like y'all saying. But I think, man, I don't understand what's going on. I don't understand if it's the personnel not being disciplined, if it's the difference in the coaches not disciplining these guys enough. But man, 15 in the second ball game of the season, 17 this far into the season, in a game of that magnitude, you just can't have.
So look, y'all gonna think I'm crazy. You probably already do, but I'm glad they lost that game. I'm actually glad. I'm glad they lost that game.
I get that.
I can feel that.
The reason why is because first of all, if you lose to the number 6 team in the country, which means you don't fall far.
Nah.
You lose to a team in the East, which means you're still probably gonna win the West. So in all actuality, the loss don't really mean nothing.
No.
You know what I mean? But you get value from the loss because for one, that team is not good enough to go undefeated. All right, that's not an undefeated season type team right there. For two, it kind of humbles you. It lets you know that you're not that damn good. You're not as good as you thought you were. It lets you know that you need to lock in. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
So, like before I was saying, okay, you get to learn a lesson when they had them bad games, you get to learn a lesson without taking a loss. Well, apparently for this team, they needed to take a loss because like you said, Mike, I think they got the talent to get it done. You know what I mean? It's just a matter of them getting it done. So now with this loss, you learn a lesson. You know what I mean? That loss makes you more desperate. And I think with them being desperate, now they can fix some of them issues that they got.
Recalibrate.
And I would rather this team play desperate anyway. Just kind of looking at this roster and kind of comparing them to rosters before they won national championships. I think these guys have a different type of mindset because this is NIL land, this is social media land. Back then, you had guys that I don't even want to say more mature because I don't want to say these guys aren't more mature, but you didn't have as many distractions back then. But they know what they're playing at, and they know what kind of standard they got to go by. So, like you said, Kevin, I hate losing, but if any team needed a loss, it was this one.
Yeah, because they need to be humble.
But see, that's part of the fan and media issue is the only constant will ever be in college football is most of the time the coach, right? So we can't really compare this team to any of those other teams, right? Because it's always going to be different. Whether that team is better, whether that team is just as good, whether that team is not as good, they're always going to be different. You understand what I'm saying? So I think a lot of times us as the fans and the media, everybody get caught up in the comparing thing, which I think is, just think about this. Think about this. I've been hearing all week, Bama's lost the luster. Bama's not the standard. Bama's not this is all the stuff I'm hearing, right? So I'm hearing this stuff and I'm listening as the reasons as to why, they're not disciplined, the penalties, which, okay, that stuff might be true. But think about this. We're talking about a team that's lost 3 games in 2 seasons so far. And they lost in the national championship. And this is what we're saying. So the bar is so high, right? The bar is so high. It's like, you know how many teams would love to have lost 3 games in 2 seasons up to this point? You know how many programs South Carolina would be overwhelmed with joy right now. Vanderbilt would probably just cancel school for the rest of the semester. You know what I'm saying? Think about it. It's only Bama, Ohio State, Clemson can really, really, really poke their chest out like that right now, right? I'm not even going to say Georgia yet because they still, they're still trying to ascend, right? I'm talking about when you start winning 2 and 4 years and you know what I'm saying?
I think that ascension is over, man.
Yeah,
come on.
Sure.
They won last year.
Even
Stop sandbagging, Mike. Come on.
What you say?
They're not losing more than 2
years. That's what I'm saying, Mike. They're not on the ascension no more. Georgia's there now. Stop sandbagging.
But no. I'm talking about championships though.
They just won one, Mike.
Right, but what I'm saying is when I say Bama, Clemson, Ohio State, bro, they've been to championships in the last 10 years multiple times. That's what I'm saying.
In front of them, all of them right now, though.
But we can't. I'm just saying, on a.
To my past history.
Yeah. So I'm saying the bar so high for Bama is that they lost the game. Yeah, and they lost the game, and people act like the sky fell, dog. They lost the ball game to a team that's in the SEC East, to a team that's now the number 3 team in the country. They didn't lose to freaking Vanderbilt. They didn't lose to Appalachian State. And that's no disrespect to no school in the country, but we know it's levels to this. You know what I'm saying? It's hard to even play on those teams. Vandy ain't just offering every football player in high school, and neither is Appalachian State. There's no shot at none of those schools, but let's just be real. We're talking about its levels. I'm just saying, for real, they lost 1 game, and I get it. They had to close Texas game. I get it. They had to close A&M game. I get all of that. You understand what I'm saying? But we do have to take into account in the A&M game that they didn't have the Heisman Trophy winner from last year. You know what I'm saying? So I just think people just go so crazy. You know what I'm saying? You lose 1 game, it's not the end of the world. You know what I'm saying? So I think everything in front of them, I think Tennessee, come on, they're a good team. You know what I'm saying? But I think, like we were saying, like I think all these teams can be had. You know what I'm saying? Like, but when you
like you said, it's not an undefeated team that's like that this season.
that's what I'm saying. When you shoot yourself in the foot to the tune of 17 penalties, and you still only lose by a walk-off field goal, you pretty good. But my thing is, you probably should lose.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
That's why I say I'm glad they lost, because a team that undisciplined is gonna lose eventually. I'm glad they lost to who they lost to. That way they don't fall that far in the ranking.
But that's my point. That's my point, Kevin. Like it ain't like they lost to just, you know what I'm saying, some team that's not even on their level. Tennessee is a very good football team. Yeah. But I do think that turnover hurt Bama because, like I said, you could have played more ball control. They were not going to stop Gibbs. You know what I'm saying? Don't get me wrong. They made some good plays in their run defense, but I don't think over the whole thing.
Pop one eventually.
That's what I'm saying. And it's just like you have to stay constant. But I don't think they was able to do that, right?
I'm glad.
But I think, I mean, it's a lot of stuff you could look at and just be like, you know, they just got to coach it up. You know what I'm saying? But like, I mean, I just feel like people go either so far in one direction or the other, right? Just like after the Texas loss. I mean, I lost the Texas, close game. Yeah. And they came back and did whatever. And then just like with Florida beating Utah, then everybody was like Anthony Richardson the Heisman, and everybody was like Florida way better than they thought they was going to be in their top 10 team. Florida has struggled since. You know what I'm saying? So now everybody, they off the Anthony Richardson bandwagon. But it's like you said last week, Kevin, I don't know what all of the hype was based off of besides the fact that he got raw talent. But I just think everybody overreacts every single week.
They always do.
Georgia had 2 bad games in a row, and this ain't the same team we thought they was going to be. After they beat Oregon, like, that was the first game for them, and then they had some bad games, but then they blow the doors off Auburn, and they back on track. You know what I'm saying?
See, like the thing is, like, for like, as much as I criticize Saban for not being the greatest in-game coach, what he is a great motivator.
Absolutely.
So now he about to do what he do and get these boys right. I expect to see them. I'm pretty sure they're going to be in the SEC championship game. It wouldn't surprise me if they in the college football playoff. I would be very surprised if they're not in the college football playoff.
The only way they don't make it is if they lose. I don't think they'll lose to Mississippi State or who is it, Ole Miss. You know what I'm saying?
Ole Miss and Auburn.
Yeah, I don't think they lose to
I don't know how much you agree with this, Kevin, but and I hate to say this, but we watching that game on defense, and when I was watching it last night, I focused on the defense side of the ball because that's where the issue was at. Yeah. But inside linebackers ain't getting it right now. You got to get Moody on the field, man. And I don't even care. You can take Teotihuacan Toe, or you can take Lawson off. You can take either one of them off.
I think Toe played well. Lawson be kind of lost a little bit.
I thought he played well. I thought Toe played well.
Lawson be a little lost, but he's young.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like, he's not. It's not that he's bad. He's just not ready.
Yeah.
And Moody is a fifth-year senior, man. He knows the system.
Yeah.
So and he can play. Yeah. So get him on the field. Also, I think, and this is just me, I love Helms from a run stopping standpoint.
He a beast, basically a linebacker.
Exactly. Put him in that role and put Malachi back there at safety.
Yeah.
You see what I mean? Like, put these guys
in that Mark Barron role.
Exactly. Put him right there at that hybrid linebacker role where it could be a extra linebacker, or it could drop back in pass coverage over the middle or something like that. Like, you have the personnel to do this stuff. Just do it.
But at the same time, man, it's like a team. Like, we talking about a sorry team. You know what I'm saying? I'd be like, yeah, they need to do this, need to do that. But I have a hard time believing that I have any ideas that could help Nick Saban in this.
Well, I believe I got all the ideas that can help.
You know what I'm saying?
Well, see, but this part of my thing too, right? Who else you gonna play that pose that kind of threat besides Ohio State?
That's true.
And I'm getting way ahead, but I'm saying like, who else are you gonna play in these? What is it? 4-5 games left that poses that threat. We talking about probably 3 NFL wide receivers and an NFL quarterback. Like, who's posing that kind of a threat? You understand what I'm saying?
That's a good point.
Like, I just don't. I
just think my issue is, though, that going in. Like, going in what you're facing. And
sometimes
I'm not trying to tell you how to do it. I'm just saying that I don't understand why you did it. I don't understand why you play defense that way.
Well, a lot of times is too, Kevin, like, so it's dicey though. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's like you say now, we ain't scratching the surface of what this guy know about football. But at the same time, it's kind of like a basketball coach who says, I'm not playing man-to-man defense, I'm playing zone. Right? But the team got like 3 Stephs. We don't know Steph. Like, got a Steph, got a Clay, and got a Buddy Hill, right? And he refuses to come out of this zone.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Or vice versa, right? I'm not playing in any zone. I'm playing man-to-man, and then you play a team that just like the Lakers right now.
Right.
Well, I'm zoning you up. But it's that, it's going to work because it works. It's going to work because it works. It's going to work. It's going to work. And then it's like, it don't work, but you like, I got faith in it. I got faith in it. I got faith in it. I got faith. But, you know what I'm saying? But that's what I'm saying. Like, who poses that threat moving forward? I don't see nobody posing that kind of threat. You know what I'm saying? To me, more of the cleanup should be that discipline. Because you got who you got. You understand what I'm saying? Like, you can't change that.
And saying that, Mike, the discipline part, if you take away 2 of those penalties, they got 2 additional interceptions. And that's 2 touchdowns to come out of the board for Tennessee. So if you clean that discipline up part up, then
if you clean that discipline part up, a lot changes. 17 penalties, that's unacceptable, dog. I'm cool. I'm cool with 7-8 because, I'd rather be 0 to 4, 5. But sometimes, but my gosh, past 7, really. Then you go to 17 for the number 2 team, at that time, 3 team in the country. That's unacceptable, man. This far into the season, what is this, week 7?
Oh.
You can't have 17 penalties. You can get beat. You can get beat. You can get ran over. 17 penalties. Because sometimes you just like gonna get got. You understand? But 17 penalties though? 17? My gosh. You understand what I'm saying? So but I do think it's, you know what I mean? Because like I say, everybody overreact one way or the other, right? Like, now, to a lot of people, Tennessee better than everybody. They number 1 team in the country. You know what I'm saying?
It's not gonna beat Georgia.
They're
not good enough to beat that many top teams like that.
No,
but I'm just saying.
I think they blew that load Saturday.
But now that's what it is. But I'm just saying, like, and this team ain't nobody. I didn't have a lot of, but hey, Clemson looking better and better every week. You know what I'm saying? And it's just some good playing ball. But I'm just saying, now USC lost to Utah, right? So now all of a sudden, everybody gonna jump off to Caleb Williams. No, Caleb Williams still that guy. Trust and believe. And also, so just like I was talking to y'all about the Heisman, right? So, and I was like, I think it should be like, I love that. the Heisman. I love the tradition of it, the history of it. But I just think that if a guy loses a game, now all of a sudden it's almost like he ain't even Heisman eligible no more. You know what I'm saying? Like, who was it? Bryce lost. Bama lost, so Bryce is now on. But did you see what this cat did? You know what I'm saying? Caleb Williams, USC lost, but did you see what he did? Right?
I think that's just them having to have something to talk about because at the end of the day, teams rarely go undefeated. So.
But I'm just saying, like, everything is an overreaction. You know what I mean? Like, Caleb Williams performed well. He can't go out there and stop Utah from going down there and scoring. And then they went for 2. Why? Because Caleb Williams kept scoring. That was why Utah went for 2. So, you know what I'm saying? You know what I mean? It's a lot of overreaction to everything.
That's sports in general these days.
Absolutely, you know. But I just think, you know what I'm saying? Yeah. This and not what we used to seeing from Bama, but at the same time, man, I mean, you every team is different, dog. You know what I'm saying? And you know, it is what it is, man. You know, and like I always say too, man, you know, the other teams they do practice too, and they do have, you know, 3 and 4 and 5 stars too. You know what I'm saying? So at the end of the day, you have to play the ball game. You know what I'm saying? So, you know, but I just agree with Kevin. Like, it ain't the end of the world, and this undefeated mantra got to stop. Like, it just has to stop. It just has to stop when people act like you lose a game. Oh, see, I told you they weren't that good. They lost 52-49. Now, if you lose 52-9, then yeah, you might not have been that good. You understand what I'm saying? But I mean, it is what it is. We're talking about a guy that's a Heisman candidate who's now probably, in my opinion, should be right there. Well, now they're saying Will Levis number 1 over even Bryce and CJ. Whatever. But I'm saying Hendon Hooker should be right there behind CJ and Bryce as far as draft boards, in my opinion. You know what I mean?
I didn't realize Hendon Hooker was as old as he is either.
Yeah, I think he's 23.
He's 24.
24. Yeah, because he started at VTech.
Yeah, and he went to Michigan. Didn't he go to Michigan too? But no, that was the guy behind him now. That was Milton. Yeah. He went to Michigan.
Yeah, so he started at VTech, but you know, I think everything gonna be fine, man. Hey man, listen. I know every week, hey man, LSU looking better and better every week, man. Kevin, stop doing that. See, he did this last week. Me and Quinn was giving them they look better every week, Kevin.
Kevin, two things can be right though. They can look better and still not be great.
Yeah.
So, no, they can look better and still not be good.
Nah. Kevin, they look better and better, man. So who they got? Ole Miss this weekend?
Man, until they show me a quarterback, I don't want to hear nothing about.
He's looking better though.
Until they show me a different quarterback, I don't want to hear nothing about LSU, bro.
Mike, give it up, Mike.
He can't get no love.
He ain't
it, Mike. Bro. I love him. I love all human beings. He's not it, bro.
So, Kevin, they just
he ain't budging, Mike.
All right, LSU looking better. This is the team I wanted to ask y'all about last week, and they ended up losing to Kentucky. But Mississippi State, what do y'all think about them? They came out Saturday and disappointed, but they had a bad game.
When their offense ain't clicking, their offense ain't clicking, dude. That's the thing. If you could get Mississippi State off balance to begin with, and you don't let their quarterback get into a groove, it's gonna be over for the whole game because he's
tough when he get rolling.
Exactly. When he gets rolling and he knows where the receiver is going to be, he knows which one is going to be open. Mm-hmm. He got a clue of what the defense is doing, and Mike Leach is actually calling plays. Then it's hard to stop him. But if you could get them off rhythm to begin with, they'll never find it. and that's why you see games like that. And you see games where Alabama beat them last year, what was it, 49-9? You see games like that because you knock them off rhythm early, they'll never find it.
Yeah. And Chris Rodriguez ran the ball down. They freaking, he killed them.
Which is what I think Alabama should do too.
Chris Rodriguez was, God, dog,
I don't
bro.
think it matter. I mean, Alabama offense ain't the problem. They're going to put up some points.
Kevin is disgusted with this defense. It ain't that bad to me.
It's
hold on. Outside of that game, who just really just like they ratchet? If Texas could have scored, they'd have won, but they couldn't score. Now, don't get me wrong, Urs was out. That was a big.
I don't really just disagree with you. It's just that
to get where to do you're saying championship level defense.
It's not even like I'm saying like the players aren't.
What?
Feel like it's execution. Like,
Kevin, let me ask you this, Kevin. I don't know how much you paid attention to him Saturday, but again, I'll focus on defense when I rewatched it last night. What did you think about Will Anderson's performance?
They gave him a lot of attention. Like he couldn't. It was like somebody was always chipping him, or he was getting doubled, or he's like he couldn't make an impact like he normally.
And I asked you that to ask you this. That's another reason why I said you have to adjust because they didn't move him around enough. They could have lined him up on both sides, up in the middle. They could have stood him up. They didn't do none of this stuff with him or Dallas.
Well, that's my issue. Like I said, it's not like I feel like they don't have the talent. I feel like it's not like I'm saying, oh man, his defense is just trash. No, it's like the execution of it. It's like they're not being put in the best position. It looked like to me. You know
So
I mean? It don't. Yeah.
No, my fault. Go ahead.
I don't know, man. It just 52
right.
points.
You're right.
And I get it, because like I always say, these days it ain't really no shutting offenses down. Like it don't really work like that no more. You know, it's more about getting key stops. But man,
they did get though.
I hate the position that they be put in a lot of times. Like a lot of them big plays. Like I feel like that could have been prevented.
But they got some major stops to scoop and score. Me personally, down the stretch, what killed them. Why they threw the ball 3 times in a row on that? Why they threw the ball? Now some people say they ain't have no issue with it.
What's the play clock? 40 seconds. You run the ball 3 times. There's a good chance with the way that you run the ball that you would get at least 1 first down. So that's at least 3 minutes off the clock right there. So I mean, I understand throwing it once. I would have threw it once, but I would have had to mix at least 1-2 runs in there.
But the crazy part about it
is so much confidence in Bryce. I think that's got.
But I get that. But come on, man, you got like besides the one Gibbs drop, the other ones weren't even close. Like my thing is. Like I'm with Quinn. Like you throw it one time, whatever. But I just think maybe okay, Kevin. Maybe to your point, they trust Bryce, but do they not trust the line to open? I don't know, but I wouldn't have thrown it. But like once again, like you say now,
even if you do throw it, Mike, you got like almost guaranteed reception routes, like a short curl, a 5-yard curl, a slant, which Bama was almost famous for.
Mm-hmm.
Like those are like almost 100%.
Well, the only one to me that was of that what you talking about was the angle to Gibbs that he dropped. But other than that, they was like, and then all of them was dropped, so none of them stopped the clock. I mean, they all stopped the clock. They all stopped the clock because there was 3 incompletions. I just didn't understand that.
Yeah, you put Riker in a tough position right now for
I think he gone mentally right now.
I think he is too.
I think mentally is bothering him right now, because that cat, man, he normally don't miss, and I think he got the little it's psychological right now with him.
Let's move on from this after this. But I just rather see them keep everything in front of them and stop giving up big plays so much. When you got that kind of explosive offense, you know what I mean? Like, make them keep up with Bryce. You know what I mean? I don't think you have to get into a track meet with teams by just giving up big plays. Then you make a big play. That's just make them slowly move the ball down the field. The more you do that, the more mistakes they make.
Oh, because they're gonna be pressing and not you.
Yeah, absolutely.
I hate that press man coverage, because even on third down, even when you're in a good position, the corner don't get his head around. You know, in college football, you don't get your head around, you make contact, it's a pass interference. How many times do we see that? Like, I hate seeing that.
Yeah.
If my corners they got safety help over the top, then they can be.
I feel like they can play a little looser too, because they don't know that one guy's all on them.
Look at the corners in the NFL that's made a living by playing in that system. They can be aggressive. You really think they're better than what they are, but when they go to another team, they get exposed because they don't have that help like they used to have. Like you saw it with Richard Samuels, you saw it with Josh Norman, you saw it with Nnamdi Asomugha. Like, you saw it. All them dudes that we used to have him that safety help over the top, but then when they go to a system where they got to play press man coverage, they can't do it. They get torched. You know what I mean? But that when you got that safety help, you can be so much more aggressive. I don't know. But like I said, it's irrelevant anyway. Like, who the hell am I to tell Nick Saban what he should be doing with his defense? So
he needs to listen to us, Kevin. I mean, you know what we're talking about.
Anyway,
it's good. Well, yeah. Like I say, it ain't really no big matchup this weekend. LSU and Ole Miss, that should be pretty good.
did it?
Yeah, Kevin, it's going to be a good game.
It will. This man,
Ole Miss put up 34 points on Ole Miss.
Yeah.
Kevin, what is it? Jaden Daniels, that only thing you don't like?
Yes.
He just don't like Jaden Daniels.
It ain't I don't like him. I just
don't like what he producing.
Don't think he's that good of a quarterback.
I get it. Well, yeah, it ain't too many big ones. Q, you called the Utah game. They beat SC.
Yeah, I didn't think it was gonna come down to that, but yeah, Kyle Whittingham has been a great coach. There's a lot of people don't talk about him because he's on the West Coast, but like he's had Utah on like the doorstep of being great for years now. So, and I picked them to win the Pac-12. So, yeah, I'm keeping that pick because USC's offense is great, but their defense is terrible. So,
Bo Nix gonna win it.
You think Oregon's gonna win it?
I do.
They don't get USC in the regular season. So
who played this weekend? UCLA play who? Oregon. I
forgot UCLA still undefeated too.
BTR, man, I like that guy.
I do too.
I forgot who they play, but it should be pretty good. But I think Oregon will win it.
You think they're gonna win it back to well?
I do. I just think Bo Nix just gonna. Cause I'm telling you, he have magic.
We still talking about Bo Nix, man.
Cause he have magical moments.
We still talking about.
It's just like man. Kevin say, when Bo get
UCLA. Oh, that's a top 10 matchup this weekend.
Who they playing?
They play Oregon.
Oregon. That's what I thought. Yeah, but see, like Kevin say, it both fine to. He start making them old shit play. When he start bowling, you just be like,
Bo look like he be back there, and he see dude come. Oh shit!
Bo get the wilding. So
someone be great though. Like that run, I forgot that run he had to get. I guess it was Ole Miss or LSU.
LSU last year, he pulled a rabbit out the hat in that game. I just, you know what I mean? I don't know. I just think they'll win it. I mean, and then I got to
Right.
pull for Dan Lanner. You know what I mean? Like, so two SEC guys out there. I just think they'll do it. But I like DTR a lot. Oh, you see, Dorian Thomas Robinson. I
He been
like
playing
that.
pretty good too.
Man, he been
I mean,
balling.
who
He been
at
balling.
UCLA ranked number 9 this late in the season, or at any point in the season?
Yeah, that cat nice though. I like him.
Sean Foster.
Deshaun Foster, yeah, he used to ball in Carolina. That was my man. But yeah, that'll be a good one too. That one. Ole Miss LSU for Kevin. You know what I mean? So
Don't let
look,
that man putting up them stats